What's going on? Welcome to another day of 5-pillar mobility. If you haven't already, get yourself comfy on your mat. Allow yourself to settle into a nice relaxing headspace. Take a second to clear your mind, to let go of anything that's been going on in your life, adding strain or stress or anxiety, anything you have coming up. Allow yourself to focus on right here and right now, and allow yourself to settle into some me time. All that matters for this next 20 minutes is you and your breath. And we'll start to focus in on that breath. Start to slow it into a nice pace that helps you relax. Generally, a slower breath helps to slow our mind down and slow our body down and allow us to recover and heal. If you find counting the duration of your breaths helpful, feel free to do that. It's a nice way to track your progress, but it's not necessary. If counting your breath adds any kind of negativity or strain or any unpleasantness to the experience, don't bother counting. Just allow yourself to settle into a nice natural pace that helps you find calm. We'll take one more breath here. We'll slowly exhale that breath, and we'll transition into a left quad release, focusing in on that lower quad area. So grab that lacrosse ball, we'll go face down on that lacrosse ball. Do a quick search through that lower thigh muscle, look for what needs attention. Might be that teardrop vastus medialis, might be the lateral side, might be just above that patella. Feel out what needs attention, and then settle into the right amount of pressure that your body's telling you it needs today. It can be useful to move your knee through some range of motion while we're working on this quad, pulling the heel up to your butt. And you can change or increase the pressure just based on how much you're leaning in, how much you're lifting other body parts off the mat. If you've been at this program for a while, remember to try to stay progressive. Try to add a little bit more tension and pressure, applying that tissue every time we work on it. We'll take another breath and slowly sigh out that breath. And we'll shift into the right side. If you found a good area on the left, feel free to start in that same spot on the right. If it feels like it needs the same attention, then let that be your focus. And if not, then feel free to keep searching. And if you don't find anything in particular, just pick a spot and go with it. And then settle into the right amount of tension and pressure. Focus on being passive wherever you can. There are some muscles we need to leverage into this position and actually perform the exercise, but any muscle that's on or tense that doesn't need to be, just hit that off switch. And keep experimenting. You may find rolling in a circle on that ball helpful, or rolling with the fibers or against the fibers, or just lying statically. Just feel out what you need mentally and physically today to get the benefit here. Let's take one more long, slow, relaxing breath here. We'll slowly sigh it out. We'll transition back to your left side, working the back side of that knee, the popliteus area. We'll start with a quick search just on the back side of the knee. If anatomy is not your jam, don't worry about exactly where the popliteus muscle is. Just feel out what you need in terms of attention around the back side of that knee. Start in the general area and then do a quick search. Feel out what level of pressure feels right for today. Working within your pain-free limits and still applying enough pressure to get some results here. And there is an art to that. There is such a thing as too little or too much. And the only way to know that is by testing. And the only person that's going to know that is you. So test some stuff out, feel out what feels right. Every chance you get, circling back to your breath. Finding that nice relaxing rhythm with your breath. It helps you find calm. Let's take one more long, slow, deep breath here. We'll slowly sigh out that breath. And we'll transition into the right side. So if you found a good spot on the left again, feel free to start in that same area on the right. And if it feels different, feels like it needs something else on this side, then keep searching. Once you've found your area, experiment with how you're addressing it, how much tension we're applying, how much we're leaning in, whether we're rolling or hanging out statically. Just lean into whatever this exercise looks like for you today. And once you've found that stimulus, settle back to your breath. Nice calming rhythm with your breath. Challenging yourself to get a little bit more passive with each passing breath. Let that breath calm your mind. And let those calm vibes mentally just permeate through your whole body. We'll take one more breath here. We'll slowly sigh out that breath. And we'll take our attention back to your left knee with a little bit of traction work. So let's firmly grab your left shin with both hands. Give a gentle pull of that shin away from your body and gently turn it inwards for some internal rotation. And if this is a new exercise, err on the side of going nice and easy. If you've been at this for a while, feel free to be a little more aggressive. But as always, paying attention to your body's response. We have a 0 tolerance for pain rule. If it hurts, we don't do it. We either scale back or we stop. Keep gently chipping away at this, pressing that shin away and rotating inwards. Let's take one more breath. As you sigh out that breath, we'll shift to the right side. Grabbing that right shin with both hands, gently pulling that shin away from your body, gently turning it inwards, and keep cycling through. Again, working well within your pain-free limits. All we're looking for here is a really subtle pressure release in the joint itself, and to free up some joint space and let that knee move a little better. Let those surfaces glide a little better. This is a fairly active exercise, but doing your best to again stay passive wherever you can. Any muscles not being used for this exercise, just let them go to sleep. I'll take one more breath here. We'll slowly sigh out that breath. we'll move into a left leg, single leg saddle. So pulling your left heel in towards your butt, sitting up. And if sitting upright in this position is enough of a stretch, feel free to hang out here. If you have the range of motion for it, feel free to lean backwards, either onto your elbows or all the way flat on your back. Just being delicate and sensitive as you're working your way in to stay within your pain-free limits. And once you're there, settling back to your breathing, maintaining that nice relaxing rhythm and pace of breath. Relaxing through that quad, that hip flexor. Just let it all go to sleep. And in 10 seconds, we'll gently get active by attempting to press your left foot down through the floor by activating through your quad. And let's go ahead, starting nice and easy. Trying to push that left foot down into the floor, ramping up tension as we go. Let's finish with a big squeeze here. Last 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's gently reverse. Squeeze that heel closer to your hips, activating through the hamstring, ramping up tension as we go. Finishing with a big squeeze here. Last 5, 3, 2, 1. Big breath out, relax. Let's get nice and passive. Just submit to the position. Any muscles that are tense right now, just let them go. You may find you're a little deeper into the stretch at this point, and if so, great. And if not, don't stress. We will get there. Let's take one more breath here. And as we sigh out that breath, we'll move into the right side. Starting by pulling that right heel in towards your hips. And again, if sitting upright in this position is enough of a stretch through that quad, through the hip flexor, through the knee itself, feel free to hang out exactly where you're at. If you feel like you have room for it, you can lean back onto the elbows or all the way flat onto your back. Again, working within your pain-free limits. Every chance we get, circling back to your breath. Maintaining that nice relaxing rhythm and shape of breath. And in a few seconds, we'll again get active. It can be helpful to grab your right heel if you need to for some support. And let's go ahead and get active. Pressing that right foot into the floor, or into your hand if you're resisting. Ramping up that tension as we go. Flexing through that quad. Pressing that foot downwards, ramping up tension, big finish. 3, 2, 1. Gently reverse. Squeeze through the hamstring. Trying to actively pull that right heel right tight to your hips, ramping up that tension as we go. Finishing with a big squeeze. 3, 2, 1. Big breath out, relax. We'll let it all go. Run through your checklist. Anything that's tight through the hips, just breathe it out. Mentally going back to your happy place. Allowing everything to slow down. Let's take one more nice, deep, relaxing breath here. We'll slowly sigh out that breath. We'll move ourselves into a left side thread the needle. So from tabletop, let's reach that left arm in between your right hand and right foot. Allowing that left shoulder to drop towards your mat. And settle into the right amount of twist here that feels right. Once we're there, getting nice and passive. Just getting comfortable in the position. Mentally like you're ready to sleep in this position. Nice relaxing breaths. Nice relaxing mental state. And in a few seconds, we'll gently get active by attempting to rotate that left shoulder back to your left. And let's go ahead, starting nice and easy, pressing into the floor, actively trying to twist through that trunk, reversing the stretch, ramping up tension as we go, finishing with a big squeeze. 3, 2, 1. Let's gently reverse, attempting to rotate that left shoulder further into that stretch, rotating through the trunk actively, ramping up that tension as we go. Let's really squeeze here. Last 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's take a nice deep breath here. And as you exhale, just let all that tension float away. Get nice and passive. Submit to the position. Focusing back on your breathing. Nice diaphragmatic breaths. We'll take one more deep, relaxing breath here. Take your time sighing out that breath. And we'll switch to the right side. So from tabletop, reaching that right arm through, threading between your left hand and your left knee, rotating yourself into a stretch, twisting through your midsection, working within your pain-free limits. This should be a really subtle stretch. You may not feel much here at all. Concentrate on getting passive in the position, getting comfortable physically and mentally, keeping your attention on your breathing rhythm. And in a few seconds, we'll gently get active by attempting to rotate this right shoulder back through to reverse the stretch. And let's go ahead, starting with nice easy tension, attempting to pull that right shoulder back through, slowly ramping up tension as we go. Finishing with a big squeeze here. Last 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's gently reverse, attempting to rotate that right shoulder back through, deeper into the stretch, twisting through that trunk, actively ramping up as we go, finishing with a big squeeze. 3, 2, 1. Big breath out, relax. Let's get nice and passive. Submit to that position. Run through a checklist of anything that might be on that we don't absolutely need right now to hold this position. As you breathe out air, imagine all that tension floating away with it. We'll take one more breath here. Slowly sigh out that breath. We'll move into a wrist extension stretch. So back into tabletop. Let's put your palms down towards your mat, fingers towards your knees, and gently lean towards your heels to stretch out those wrists and forearms, working within your pain-free limits. If leaning back is too intense, feel free to stay in your basic tabletop or even lean slightly forward. Just feel it where the end of your pain-free limits are and allow yourself to settle into that position. Focusing on relaxing through the hands, through the forearms, breathing out any tension. Relaxing into the position. In a few seconds, we'll gently get active by pressing the pads of your palms down into the floor to reverse the stretch. Let's go ahead. Starting with easy tension, activating through those forearm flexors, trying to resist this stretch and reverse it, ramping up tension. Let's finish with a big squeeze. 3, 2, 1. Let's gently reverse. Squeeze through the top sides of your forearms, actually trying to pull yourself deeper into your position. Ramping up tension as we go. Finishing with a big squeeze. 3, 2, 1. Big breath out, relax. Let's get completely passive here, through your forearms, through your hands, through your wrists. Let go of that tension. Center yourself back on your breath. Nice relaxing rhythm of your breath. Let's take one more nice, deep, relaxing breath here. We'll slowly sigh out that breath. And we'll center our attention on the wrist flexors. Let's go palm up, fingers towards your knees. Gently leaning towards your heels into whatever range of motion you have. It's pain-free. Getting as passive as you can through your hands, through your wrists, through your forearms. Concentrating back on your breath, this relaxing rhythm of your breath. Getting as passive as you can through as much of your body as you can. Just relaxing into the position. Finding more relaxation with each passing breath. In a few seconds, we'll gently get active, pressing the back sides of your palms into the floor. Let's go ahead, starting nice easy tension. Slowly ramping the tension up as we go. Big squeeze here to finish. 3, 2, 1. Let's gently reverse. Squeezing through the opposite sides, pulling yourself deeper into that wrist flexion stretch. Ramping up tension as we go. Big squeeze here to finish. 3, 2, 1. Big breath out, relax. Let's get nice and passive. Focus back on your breath. Nice relaxing rhythm of your breath. Let go of that tension. Mentally go to your happy place. Let's take one more nice, long, slow, deep, relaxing breath here. We'll slowly sigh out that breath, and we'll call it a day. Thanks for joining us for today's routine. Hope your body's feeling nice after this routine. Please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Have a great day.